Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from the ESL Pro Tour Open Cup Korea. I think this is week 25. Two of the best. The GSL champion and the challenger. Let me first introduce, fighting for Africa CS, the streaming team, the Korean streaming site, the competitor with Twitch, and now competing here on Twitch. And also YouTube, like and subscribe. It is the Zerg, Armani. Always nibbling at the heels of more established Zergs. Always a threat, but rarely finding himself in a position taking down the likes of the one across the map. But we'll see. Maybe. He's a threat. He's a Zerg. Am I right? YouTube comment. Am I? Anyways, in the top left. Jimmy. In the top left. The GSL caster and also champion. The chess master. His name. Why is it so? Oh, you see, this is. Whew. Oh, the orchestra's just excited to be back. It's been a while since they were able to play. Okay. Ah! Okay, whatever. We'll let him have this. This is from the weekly ESL Pro Tour Cup. You're like, a weekly online cup? Why should I care? The answer is one, because TY. Because one, I came up with a sick clickbait title. And also, TY's here. Two, this isn't just a pittance. This isn't just like, we'll see what Korean shows up today to take all the foreigners' money. No, no, no. Or Big Gabe, rather. $400, the prize pool, every week for 3 separate tournaments that anyone could participate in on all 3. Some players will play across all 3 regions, though that does take a lot of stamina, to say the very least. And tolerance for, like, EU to Korea ping, which is not incredible. But this is Korea. The cream of the crop, not the creme de la creme. We are, as Tasteless would say, the mecca of esports, as every StarCraft pro gamer must eventually pay their pilgrimage. Except for Serral, because Serral just comes to take their money. But otherwise, pilgrimage. I believe that, I don't think, this isn't the finals, it is one of the playoff rounds, but the best of the best every week. I want to make it clear, like, I'm really trying to sell it here. Check the description, sign up today, watch live, because we don't see all the matches with the replays, because ESL has been so generous as to provide additional replay packs, which has been less than reliable lately, and I really want to... Please, please. Me and Loco need content, and we don't want to wake up. So, thank you. Anyways, it's a Hellion drop out of TY. The SCV hiding behind, admiring it. Wait, what? I thought there was a Widowmine for so. Why? Oh, you're seeing things now. Roachwarren is on the way. I'm not sure what Armani has seen, but he has not seen. No, he hasn't seen the starport. It's a little suspicious. This is definitely a riskier build up against Zerg, because just a straight up all in, you could be vulnerable to. Usually, like a Banshee or something like that is your best defense against it. But the Hellions are coming into the main. Armani had no idea. No overlords. TY gets it, and the roasting has begun. Not so bad. Not so bad to start. Actually, surprisingly mediocre. Like, that wasn't even whelming. That was underwhelming. He killed 3 drones and lost 2 Hellions. And remember, having his starport on the map slows down a whole lot of other things, too. So Armani, well... Part of the reason this didn't go great is because Armani is going for a Roach all-in, which means he already had a decent chunk of Lings and his a handful of Queens tucked in here, not out at the edge of the creep. It looked like it could have gone great, but Armani with a quick reaction time, able to at least minimize the losses. A Liberator shows up. Wait, where did that Liberator end up? The Liberator gonna throw some strong words at the Overlords. Remember, in the good old days, the Liberator could kind of just kill everything, ground or air, and that was when Terran was actually kind of okay. But nowadays, Terran, obviously the weakest race by far. Terran's only made up 3/4 of the GSL semifinals, which really is disappointing if you're a Terran. So, Ravagers at the front door. Maybe we should talk about the game, Windsor. I'm just inspired by GSL to be. Stop it! Ravagers! Firing it up, chucking out a Valley of Corrosive Bow. TY did bring the Liberator back, so he does have something to zone here. With the tank done, Armani already has 53 drones behind. He realized as soon as this was spotted, that was kind of the end of it. Like, TY would likely eventually have some sort of defense. Ooh, the bunker gets hit, but the Liberator itself doesn't. Ravagerling, but 2 tanks make this very difficult. There's some more barracks on the way. I believe those are Hellions he wants to send out. Chops down the Liberator. The Starport gonna send a strong glare towards the Ravagers, and the Ravagers will glare back, not throwing any corrosive bile, because I doubt he had a chance of killing the Starport. So TY defends, but Armani has taken some serious liberties, not liberators. Freudian slip there. With the drone count. He's at 72 and counting. Now, how much is there to defend? The Ravagers are already back here. Takes down a Hellion. Not a single drone kill. TY, while he does have a 3rd command center, Armani has been so incredibly greedy. And I guess greedy is a little bit of a misnomer, because greedy implies some form of either recklessness, or at least in StarCraft it does. But this wasn't reckless. Armani shut down the early pressure of TY. He kept him contained to his base, but he didn't lose his units. So now he still has the tools with which to stop the harass of TY. He understands his economy is limited. I don't know if he saw the 3rd command center, but the fact that the Starport was out on the map means the Starport isn't building a bunch of units that can continue to put on pressure. I had to fly home. So Armani knew he had several minutes with which to just build drones. And now the downside when you do go for this like Roach Ravager play is your tech is a little delayed. You just don't have as much. Like he's looking at 1-1 TY's a little behind still, as he was more focused on those tech units. So he's not going to have anything that can just end the Okay, TY. Yeah, apparently he's playing challenge mode or something where you have to lose a Hellion before doing anything every time you try to drop them. A scan sees the Spire finishing, and you can't ask for a more perfect timing than that. I mean, the more perfect timing would be as it started, but at least he knows the Spire is going to be used, more than likely, and it exists. And the best defense against mutas... Oh yeah, by the way, we're on Death Aura with the Wulas, the speed zones, the speed bubs, however you want to call it. I'll probably interchange all of those things. We'll just mix them in a variety pack of ways to confuse people watching. Essentially, they're the opposite of the Wulas, or the slow zones, where they speed up instead of slow down. That's it. All units, and if there happen to be flying buildings, like we've already seen. Armani has Ravager, laying Bane. Baneling speed is about to complete, 2-2 on the way. TY working on it as well. This is a relatively small map. There aren't really that many bases. Even though there are some nasty choke points, especially when the rocks aren't opened up, which Armani's doing now. There's not that many bases to work with. You got about 6 bases on your half the map, and then you have a hotly contested double rich Vespene that, if either side is able to get, is a huge advantage. That's 2 bases worth of gas. TY taking a 4th, locking it down. Armani nearly maxed out. Does he have an infestation pit? Indeed he do. Which means Hive is next on the agenda. The creep is spreading. The upgrades are building. He hasn't gone overboard on the mutas, though he's starting to tilt to the side of the railing here, as he's adding a few more, going up to 15. It's looking like one-shotting Medivacs potential. And honestly, TY with another beautiful scan. Like, TY, even though he hasn't done anything, you know he's TY. He's already 2 steps ahead of your next move. He scans the infestation pit finished and the hive starting. So while he might not be able to punish it immediately, he knows exactly what's going on. He's dispelled with any other rumors, and he knows the options Armani has. Which means, as 2-2 finishes in about 30-40 seconds here, as TY is maxed out, there's almost no reason not to put on some pressure, assuming he withstands this first attack. A huge clump of Baneling. He picks up, he backs off behind the front lines, and oh my god, TY is handling this a masterclass. What did he even lose? He's lost 10 Marines and a few Hellbats. He lost the front depot wall. He didn't lose any medevacs. Just a small group of Marines. That was about as good as it's going to get until the mutas are looking at the command center. The next wave is heading across the map. The muta's still going to work. The Widowmine targeted down. Armani leading him on the chase. Every second counts as the hive is finishing. 7 SCVs go down, but TY can afford to lose them. The mutas need to buy time until Hive Tech can actually kick in. I'd imagine Ultralisk Cavern. Show me an Ultra Cavern. Armani? No? No? Maybe later? You guys know what it looks like, right? It looks like, oh no, I want to lose. I mean, actually in this scenario, I guess a Greater Spire's on the table, but he's just going for the 3-3 upgrades, which are still very important. The upgrade disparity is a lot of the issue. Whoa! The Banelings just are A-clicked into a Thor, and he loses all the Banes. Another big bit of splash damage goes straight into the Ravagers. Morlings coming up. There are no Banelings on the way. You see that? There it is. There it is. Ultras, because right now going Greater Spire against a TY who's equipped to deal with mutas already. Ultras just kind of help you bully the army forward. They are relatively high risk, high reward, but you catch TY's army out once or twice and then refill. He has 93 drones. I mean, Armani's going 4K minerals a minute and plenty of gas as well. So he's got money to spend, and he doesn't really want to let TY sit back and build up the extra late game with like Liberators and Ghosts and all that. Meanwhile, oh my god, the Orbital! Taken out. The Lings run by. This army cut to pieces. The Muta's more than enough to clean up everything after the Medevac's targeted down. And he just ran in. I don't think TY repaired that originally. Those weren't even crackling. Those are 2-2 Lings. The Muta, like, I really like how Armani has not just gone mass Muta. He's gone for mutas, but he hasn't gone mass muta. A lot of players will go like 34 mutas or something, and then immensely regret it the first time a couple good Widowmines go off. But Armani has enough mutas to be a constant threat without being a liability. And managing that is the big difference between winning and losing a lot of the time with a more strategic Terran like TY. It leaves him open enough potential ground army and drone count to actually fight heads up. And TY starting to feel the squeeze a little bit. He's got 3-3 on the way. It's about to finish. He's got 5 bases. He shouldn't feel in too terrible of a spot. The problem is Armani has barely been pressured. There seems to be enough at every turn as TY split and spreading, looking for an opportunity, but he strikes back. Unfortunately, though, TY, plenty of reinforcements there. The army spread throughout the map. 3 different fronts. The Thor taken out, and with it, the rest of the bio. But meanwhile, another drop to the left side. TY strikes again, trying to target the hatch. Backs off with the Widowmine, looking for an opportunity. Doesn't, I think he's distracted by something. A few Widowmines go down. I mean, a few Zerglings go down with it. But overall, essentially inconsequential drop. Ultras are revealed. They have chitinous plating, but they do not have their speed. These are not yet Usain Boltralisks with the ability to chase down stimmed units even off a creep. Not yet. The Muta's joining in. +3 flyer attack. When do we see that? When Armani with his double-digit Mutas, a strong adolescent group of Mutas, in the 14, 15, 16 years old, Mutas are hot-headed, okay? They want to get things done, but once they get a little older, they start to realize maybe they made mistakes in their youth. 5, 7, 9, and more SCVs going down. Is there even enough anti? Oh, the Banelings! They tried to hold the line, but the Banelings come crashing through. 19 SCVs have gone down. Armani may have just broken TY's back. while TY was focused at the front. It seems the Mutas finally found their opportunity to break through. Armani has given no quarter and has now taken... He's on the production. That's nearly the win condition here. TY is bringing his army back. He has some Marines with it. Unfortunately... Wait, he does have Burrow. Let me see those Burrow Banes, Armani. I have no idea. And another wave. GG. The GSL champion. Taken down. Game 1 goes to Armani. With, honestly, I gotta stress the Muta usage. Like, so many times do we see, like, I'm gonna make all of the Mutas. I'm gonna make them all. I'm gonna make every Muta I possibly can. And then a couple Thors get in the mix. Suddenly 60 of your supply is in Mutas. And they, well, they're not incredible fighting units. They don't want to go toe-to-toe. So Armani with a well-played, planned out, and executed victory. Can he do it again? Golden Wall. I think Terran's usually a pretty big fan of this map. Medevacs and other terrain manipulating. I don't know if manipulating is the right word. Oh, what have I done? Oh my god. Oh, take us on a ride, whoever observed this originally. Please don't, though. TY, it just felt... Well, TY shines when he plays mech. That's... His bio is perfectly acceptable, but I feel like I've never seen TY play bio and be like, this has redefined how people will play this unit composition. Whereas, when he plays mech, it does sometimes literally redefine how people will play. Not just the unit composition, but the matchup. So we'll see. This is a better map if you want to use the mech. We've seen both flavors of Terran. Armani, like... That was a very measured play. And that's, I don't know, when I think of Armani, I don't just think of something Zest would wear. But, I also think, like, as a Zerg player, I think of, honestly, I can't pigeonhole him really individually. Because he's always kind of on the edges. He's like round of 8. Like, maybe round of 4 of some minor tournaments. But rarely is he so far that, like, you're watching a ton of his games if you're just kind of casually browsing. He feels, honestly, kind of like an Impact. Like a player who might find an all-in timing or get a good lead and be able to run with it. But that last game, I guess the early pressure was something. It was kind of an all-in. TY did a bit of a gamble build. And Armani just shut it down. He did get a bit of a lead, and he did run with it. So I guess that doesn't really dispute my stereotype. But we'll see. It's best of 3. We play more than one game for a reason. It's like winter. Every single game until the end of time should be played on Cloud Kingdom and variants of Cloud Kingdom. And Super Oman's like, Did you know Eternal Empire is Cloud Kingdom 3.0? Now, if you play enough StarCraft for long enough, you know what I mean. It was designed as a spiritual successor to Cloud Kingdom. It's still happening. TY with the 3rd CC mixing it up. By mixing it up, I kind of mean like not trying to do some cheesy Hellion drop. It's just gonna be sheer, brutal, disgusting, sleek, terrifying, inspiring macro. How many? Do we have any? Hey, bring me my thesaurus. Yeah. More creep coming out. So far, no indication of exactly where this is going from TY. The fact that he... Oh, well, the gas is at the natural. I don't know if that's to hide it from an overlord. Honestly, it's a possibility. I'm not sure in this case. The Queen's... Brenda! Why didn't we creep? He let us get a third. You know it takes longer. Still... There's not even any drones there. It's about the idea. 4 Hellions, a Reaper, 2 more barracks in production. TY's playing Bio again. But this time he's not going to kind of hamstring himself to start. Instead, he's starting with 3 CC, which is about as economical as you can get without skipping going for gas entirely. Liberator heading towards the main. What do we got to defend? In fact, the Spore Crawler is quite late here. Yeah, TY just sieges up. The Queen on the edge of the Liberation Zone. One unlucky drone. He will unsiege, but... Oh, where are you going? Ah! Well, Liberator just kind of dies, which is not the ideal usage of a Liberator. I guess a little mining time lost. 1-1 on the way. Armani gonna have a lead in this as well. His lair, he decides. So there's 2 different schools of thought usually. Either you're gonna go for the upgrades and then the lair, or vice versa. Usually going for the lair first is for getting something like Baneling speed early to deal with early tank pushes or something along those lines. Maybe a quicker Spire. Whereas upgrades, like getting upgrades, is more of a later game, mid-game situation. And Armani scouted with his Overlord, he was able to see the 3rd command center. So he understands TY's not doing some sort of 2-base timing. Though he might not realize he's utilizing the Golden Wall. So I'm not surprised to see the more late game focus. Now, the real question will be when do we see action in the underworld? When you mine through, well, or drop or whatever various means, the mineral wall at the back of each of the bases, and you unlock the DLC content. It costs you the 10 minerals per each of those patches to unlock. But once you do, another like 30% of the map is significantly more accessible. Zerglings. Making me dizzy. Speaking of which, it looks like TY has paid the DLC and has mined through the center, which are only 5 minerals apiece, fun fact, and is looking for a tank push opportunity. And so far, Armani has absolutely no idea and no realistic way to get there. Surprise! Hello, I'm here. What are you gonna do about it? Zergling's trying to run by. Good luck, goodbye. The tanks on the low... Like, this is the oldest trick in the book. It's a new, modern version, but the tanks on the low ground drops the Marines on the high ground. A hatchery is all... Like, what are you gonna do? You need to deal with the tanks! You have to deal with the tanks! What, are the Queens gonna do it? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! The Banelings actually hit! Okay. Mutas are about to come out, so that's... Yeah, the Mutas are scouted, the scan gives vision. The macro hatch is down. There's another hatch on the way. Larva is very important with this unit composition. TY has been microing this, though. And Armani has not skipped a beat otherwise. He has a few less drones than he might like, and he lost his macro hatch. But his 2-2 is over halfway done. Oh my god, he's gonna mine through... Oh, and he did! Ah! Really, TY? Well, anyways, the 2-2 upgrades for TY are far behind that. Is this for, like, he's trying to mine through to let his units have an opportunity, but reinforcements are on the way. He's not letting this go. He has to drop another mule. He uses 2 mules. I'm coming in. I'm paying the toll. With interest. And hello, good luck with that. A huge Zergling counterattack, which should be easily shut down if TY react. Oh my god. The Zergling slaughter. Where are the mutas? Where are the mutas? They're in the main. Contemplating how it all went wrong. But now he just runs up. The Banelings on creep, okay. Off creep. And in that choke point. Like, TY is just wedging himself in here. It is just not very comfortable for a Zerg player to have a Terran just poking and prodding at your creep like this. This is not how it's supposed to go. And even though 2-2 upgrades are done, a great counterattack finding some SCV kills, TY is not giving this up. He's holding his ground. He's rallying units across. The Zergling counterattack is shut down at the gates, but so many Marines. Oh, if this was a higher profile match, which it should be, it's the ESL Pro Tour, then this would have, well, I already vetoed Golden Maul. So joke's on you, Terrans. But for those who have the misfortune to not do so, TY used mules to mine out the minerals. That means it's okay for you to do so too. Go ruin the ladder, the 4 or 5 of you who actually play it. Armani just comes in again, but like he can't. No touching! No touching! Oh my god. I'm in so much pain right now for Armani. Like, what do you do? I guess. Oh look, more Marines. Now TY is 2-2 and he just killed the lair, by the way. So Armani at first I was like, oh, he's handling this well. He's not freaking out. Maybe he should have freaked out. Maybe he should have freaked out. I don't know. Maybe there should have been more panic. Because now, like, this has been a slow burn. As TY has slowly carved out the main and continues to gut Armani. The rest of the tech is here, by the way. Where's he gonna go? Just go down with the link. The Baneling nest, the spawning pool, and the spire bleeding out. A decent Zergling counterattack. But TY has plenty of army supply, and it's split to the north. At some point, you gotta cut your losses. The Zergling... Oh, whoa! 26 SCVs! The Marines asleep at the wheel. TY going for... Things are getting weird. TY has a huge army supply. Down goes the spawning pool. Spawning pool number 2. Where is it? He just lost his spawning pool. No more Zerglings. No more Banelings. And soon, no more Spire. Going full lumberjack on the tech tree right now is TY. And Armani, what does he have left? He's got 17 mutas against 67 Marines? Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? No. TY never laughs. Metaphorically. He's laughing at the fact that worked, probably, but... Well. That was pretty disgusting. I need a quick shower, but I think we're just gonna power through. Match point. Cloud Kingdom 4.20. Schmatics. We're in the middle of a cast. Morty chimes in. Unprofessional. Anyways, Armani in the top right. Like, I think he was almost too focused on macro, and that's tough for me to say, right? But that last game, he didn't respect the shenanigans that were afoot. Is TY going CC for... No, what am I... I'm done. No, just stop talking for 1 second and then read the production tab, you fool. Anyways, TY looking good, but he definitely was making mistakes. It wasn't like he played perfect. That, like, oh my god, the new build taking the ladder by storm. No. We all know storm is what takes the ladder by storm. Still, though, pretty disgusting. Especially against that Mutiling Blink. One more time, the ESL Cup. In the description below, I try to be pretty diligent about this. But the Electronic Sports League for the next 3 years at least. a lot more certainty than WCS. Every single week, you might be like, Winter, I don't care about these pro tournaments right now. I'm not gonna sign up. I'm not gonna wake up in time to play in these tournaments. And okay, special, like maybe play on NACE or something. But also, maybe you're diamond now, but maybe in a few months, maybe in a year. Good to know. You just gotta sign up, check in, and waste Hero Marine's time. That's how it starts. That's what I've done. But maybe you work from there. Big Gabe waits for no man. He actually distorts time around him. That's why his micro is so solid. Because his mass is a gravitational singularity. Just any opportunity, okay? I'm staring at the Reaper like, am I supposed to talk about this? This is the eternal conundrum of, do we talk about the Reaper microing against Lings? Because, like, it might kill a Ling. If the Reaper is lost, a Creep Tumor is sniped, or a third is denied. Okay, this is a little spicy here. TY was at the third, but so far, superficial damage. TY going with the 3cc again. We'll see if he builds the gas in the... Yeah. Interesting. Give me Mac. I want Mac. Give me Mac. This is bad. You don't chant like a person who has chanted in the past. Stop doing this. It's going on far too long. Jesus Christ. It's time to stop. Third CC nearly complete. Starport done. Are we going to see a Liberator? Last time the Liberator decidedly underwhelming. Which means we're going to go bigger, bolder, battle cruiser. The signature. TY probably one of the most common battle cruiser users, especially before the nerf, with longer cooldowns on everything, and also a cast time on tactical. You might be like, Winter, is there really a cast time on tactical jump? And my answer is, I mean, not really, but enough that every once in a while a battle cruiser dies before jumping. You're like, aha! Gives you a split second to fungal, I guess. Overlord gets in. Did TY just dodge the Overlord with the command center? He's like, And Armani ends up seeing nothing. TY both got the command center out of there in time and hid the fusion core. Now here's the thing, is if there's no air unit in Armani's base for over 5 months, like right now, Armani's most certainly like, so you're trying to tell me you didn't build a Banshee, a Viking, or a Liberator? You're trying to convince... Now, I don't think TY is trying to convince him of that. But Armani building a Spire, getting his spores, not going to be fooled just because it's out of sight doesn't mean it's out of mind. He's not a Platinum Zerg, or maybe Diamond. Instead, he can remember what units Terran can build. He's seen a few of them in the past. So far, only one Zergling and one Overlord have died. But the suspense is what has really grown. The danger, the potential, the excitement, the tension, and other things. Like your interest in this match. Meanwhile, the battlecruiser jumped to the... I didn't even hear the jump. 4 drones have gone down. A single Marine chasing down an Overseer in a futile endeavor. The queens are trying to hug the spore crawler, and the battle cruiser laughs at them because the flying laser bathtub doesn't have a care in the world until a corruptor comes out. Oh, yes, yes. Yes. Throw those knitting needles at me. I like the way they feel, Queen. What is this? Is this a bit? I don't... 8 drones have gone down in the last minute. It's cost all 8 Hellions, which is, you know, I did the math. Not a great trade. Another battlecruiser. He's building another starport, and that was spotted, right? Like, well, the first battlecruiser was jumped away. TY at a pretty comfortable amount. I think he saw the Spire, or no. The Spire is implied, I guess. Especially when he has 2 battlecruisers. He's gonna go Spire. That one, like, you can bet on that. The Hellions? No! The Roaches say no. You shall not pass. Once again, realizing that units exist despite them not being on his screen. Very impressive. We've done too much Angry Coach. Infestation Pit, is that? No, he has +1 ranged attack done. Just 2 battle cruisers. 2 by 2, the battle cruisers are built using the buddy system. Very important. 4th base being taken by TY. There still hasn't really been much in the way of actual damage by either side. Like, TY has thrown a whole bunch of, like, spitballs at Armani with the battle cruisers. The drones probably would say otherwise, but that's essentially what they are. Armani has glared angrily with his queens and heavily implied that he will have corruptors soon. But so far, the first engagement won't really begin until the corruptors are revealed. And 12 corruptors is a pretty solid number. Ideally, he keeps them from jumping. Oh, TY! TY, he smells them. He smells them. He doesn't need to see them. The fact that nothing was challenged, that scan the chess mass. He knows. TY knows. It's like, You try to tell me you don't have any corrupt... I don't believe you. Calls his bluff. Infestors on the way. Neural Parasite, the most directive counters, because everybody knows the best counter to a battlecruiser is a battlecruiser. Well, honestly, more for Thor's, I would imagine, eventually, but wow, TY's just still building battlecruisers like it's last year. Well, I guess TY, he's playing in this Pro Tour because it's not just a solid chunk of change, but it's also the ESL points, which I think he's pretty comfortable on because he won GSL. But after he won GSL, we had a show match, like TY versus SOS. I was casting live, but Special set it up because he speaks English marginally better, arguably. And TY had just won GSL, so he just gave Special his winnings. So, I don't know. GSL doesn't, like, it doesn't give you, fuck you money, but it might give you fuck me money. So, I guess that's... What I'm implying is that Mass Battlecruiser has fallen out of favor because it is vulnerable to so many things. It's not like I think TY is throwing the game, but he's having some fun with it for sure. Battlecruisers are great units. You usually just don't go straight towards them because then the Zerg has plenty of opportunity to deal with them. Oh my god, Armani. Oh, I love it. Why does no... That is an expensive trap, but we will see. I love it. Because every time, you know how the battle cruisers, they just go around like, I can teleport wherever I want, and you can't do anything about it. The infestors, oh, please, please, think of the clickbait. Now, this is just them flirting, alright? This is them flirting. Like, come on, tactical jump on me already, baby. Let's lock on with Cyclones. Let's be serious here. Yamato my main. Neural my battlecruiser, Armani. He says, well, maybe nuke my 4th, TY. He says, well, maybe you should blind my tanks so I can't see, Armani. To which he says, maybe you should put your Thors in high impact mode so they deal that extra high damage. To that, Armani says, okay. Because he's talking to himself, because TY's battlecruiser microing. Anyways, here come the Yamatos! He jumps home onto his command center boulevard. His command center nursery, where command centers grow into big, strong orbital commands, and then are sent off into the world to die to corruptors like 4 seconds later. Do it! I'm not do it! Oh, TY will it burn! TY, save him! No! He just lets him die! Alright, that was a prototype. That was just a test run. It'll be fine. Meanwhile, a full volley of corrosive bile. There still hasn't been much. Like, they've really been going at it. They've been dancing. But it's like a prequel lightsaber fight where they just try to hit each other's lightsabers as opposed to kill each other. But once they start actually going for the jugular, you'll know. You'll know. So far, we have just been mostly posturing. Battle cruisers and command centers. The fact that only 18,000 resources have been lost and the map is almost entirely taken tells you that. Here come the corruptors. They jump away. Wait, where did they go? But here come the festers. He sees. Does he see them? He steals the battle cruisers, but oh, what is that? Look at how long my neural is, TY. Come on over and take a closer look. Okay, it actually broke because the battlecruiser like eased out of range. So now he went to go get the other one. So the battlecruisers are dead, but he did kind of lose everything on the ground. TY's lost about 1,000 more gas, but at the end of the day, okay. Now we gotta get down to business. Not to defeat the Huns, but to build Thors and Broodlords, because we all know that that's where this game was going, and now, finally, we've arrived. Infestors with Neural Parasite against... He's getting +3 fire attack. Where did that even come from? I was paying no attention to the production tab. What a terrible caster. The Broodlords can challenge... Like, the Thors are going to do well, but he has 2-2. Okay, only is a little strong. Meanwhile, though, the ranged Liberators zoning out the Infestors. The Thors pounding the Broods into pieces. The Broodlings raining down. The Nibbly Boys doing their best. The Queens supporting the Corruptors as they drive the Liberators back. The Thors have to retreat as well. And I gotta say, I think Armani took the better end of that exchange. Yeah, TY still maintains a larger resources and gas loss. And if at some point he drops under the critical mass of either tanks, Thors, or Liberators, you gotta have a healthy mix. Or he just kind of loses his bases to Ravagers. Oh my... Well, that's unfortunate. 12 SCVs go down, but it's not like... TY just lost 12 SCVs. He's now at 80. TY, stop it! Stop! He can't help it. His army's just not going to be big enough. But Armani... Well, it's just barely enough for him to handle right now. Meanwhile, Zerglings, one burrowed awkwardly into whatever this is. The Broodlords challenge forward, whereas the skirmish continues to the south. This is where I would put my fancy picture-in-picture if I had it, but Jimmy doesn't know how to set it up because Jimmy went to American public school. So, Thors, not nearly enough. Blinding clouds. The Thors can't see anything, and they don't move very fast. But the Queen Brenda steals the Thors! If you can't beat them, hire them. The Thor's blasting through. He's desperately trying to keep Neuroparasite. The Knitting Crew doing its best. The Broodlords raining down destruction. He morphs Broodlords on top of the base. The disrespect against the GSL champion. Look at the supply. He just crushed that fight. TY did not have the army. He didn't have the numbers. He didn't have the units. And he didn't really have the control. As the Broodlords and Queens, the whole feudal system raining down here. Oh my god. He's got 16 broods. 2 queens survived. There can only be one. I don't know, or not. And TY just gets knocked down. The battle cruisers, a big investment that did not end up paying off despite their constant struggles. The investors doing their best and succeeding and turning the tides. I hope you enjoyed the ESL Pro Tour playoffs. Tune in every week, Monday. Sometime during Monday. It literally goes all day. There's so much StarCraft. But hopefully you enjoyed this little bit more. And if you did, like and subscribe and ring the bell. YouTube's really big about that because they're like, well, anyone can like and subscribe, but not everyone is smart enough to ring the bell. But you are. So congratulations on that. Was TY just screwing around, or did Armani just demonstrate he's ready to play with the big boys? Leave a comment. Reply to a comment. Reply to that comment. Back and forth, till somebody insults someone using terms that weren't even cool in middle school. Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.